Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail, but before we get into that, shout out to Eli Manning. Shout out for Eli Manning being eligible to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, semifinalist, named a semifinalist today. Shout out to Eli Manning, two-time Super Bowl champion. Eli Manning, the last time the Giants had glory, Eli Manning was the quarterback. Shout out to Eli Manning. Now let's get back into. You see the thumbnail. What will DeVito do? What will DeVito do? You know, like the episodes are lost, and if you guys watch from, if you're tuning into this show right now to get some answers to that question, just like Lost, just like From, I just got more questions for you. I don't have the answers, but I do have an opinion. What will Tommy DeVito do with this opportunity right now? And my answer to that is, I don't know. I don't know. What I know is, this is what's going on, though. This is absolute. Brian Dable is trying to prove that he can still be the coach of the New York Giants. If he can rattle off some wins, or at least get this offense performing the way that they should be performing, then, you know, that helps him out with his, I guess, his battle that he has with John Mara and the organization of whether or not they should keep him. That's what I think is going on right now with this whole Tommy DeVito thing. And I saw the news yesterday that we ended up signing Boyle to the practice squad, right? So now we have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. I should say for now, we have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. You don't make this move unless you plan on just absolutely getting rid of Daniel Jones. Again, that's just me assuming things, and you know what they say about people when they assume. But to me, the writing is on the wall. So if I'm going to be out there on the ledge and say this, guess what? I really think it's a wrap for Daniel Jones. Now, he won't even make it to the end of the season on the New York Giants roster. They're going to have to get rid of Daniel Jones. I expect this news to happen sometime soon, but already you're hearing reports that players are mad at the decision from Daniel Jones. You know, how they handled the Daniel Jones situation. Players are upset. Players are upset. Are you kidding me? You know who's upset? The fans are upset that we had to watch this guy for so long. And you know what else is crazy? Those same players that are upset of how the organization handled the Daniel Jones situation. If you played the same way that Daniel Jones played, you players, I'm talking to the players. If you played the way that Daniel Jones has played, you wouldn't get 6 years. You might not even get a year. And we've seen people cut for less. So save me all the pity for Daniel Jones. The man made a lot of money. He had chance after chance after chance. Was he in the best situation? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, still, you had chance after chance after chance. If you didn't like the situation, you should have been more vocal about it. Because I see a lot of other quarterbacks that have been in situations as long as Daniel Jones been in situations, and they have been vocal. But to me, that lets me know that he wasn't probably 100% confident in himself to voice his opinion the way that he should have, like a lot of these other franchise quarterbacks do. But never mind all that. Back to the subject at hand. Tommy DeVito. What can Tommy DeVito do? So I saw some cut-ups, some clips. Shout out to my guys over at Big Blue Banter. Wow. Never got tongue-tied off of that. Big Blue Banter. Shout out to Nick Filato. Shout out to Dan Schneider. I saw them putting up clips of Tommy DeVito cut-ups from last year, the New England game, the Washington game, the Green Bay game, and the cut-ups look good. When he went on that 3-game winning streak run, you forget how crazy it was, because it was absolutely crazy. Was it wanted, needed? You can argue and debate that, because again, we ended up getting out of prime quarterback draft position, but it is what it is. It happened. Tommy DeVito did what he did last year. Tommy DeVito Mania. Tommy 2 times, Tommy Cutlass, whatever you want to call it. I'm thinking that these guys are just trying to see if they can get a little bit of that. And I think for John Mara, you skip over Drew Lock, because you know what? You've seen Tommy DeVito perform. especially at home. You've seen Tommy DeVito perform. You've seen how the crowd and the fans have reacted to him. Not everybody, but the majority. There was a lot of DeVito Mania going on. And you want to at least get that feel back. Now, the problem is, can he still do that? Can he still do that? Has he developed more? He's been on the bench, and we already know when it comes to the season, the quarterback 3 is not getting reps. He's possibly running a scout team and stuff like that. That's what he's been doing. This week, he's been getting all the reps with the ones. And I can't wait to see what happens. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm not hopeful. I'm intrigued. Like, when you got Daniel Jones as your quarterback, you kind of drag into the week. You're dreading even watching the game. But this week, I got a little bit of juice. And I think a lot of people got a little bit of juice because it's an unknown. Even if you don't have faith in Tommy DeVito, not saying that I have faith in Tommy DeVito, you're still intrigued to see what happens, because guess what? You don't know, what's going to happen for sure. You got ideas. You're going to, what, Tommy DeVito sucks. He might, and it might happen. He might go out there and look awful. And then next week we were screaming for Drew Lock. But right now, before the storm, the quiet before the storm, Tommy DeVito is a quarterback for the New York Giants. A lot of people are saying that, maybe he can do something. Maybe he's a guy. Maybe he developed. One of the best things that Brian Daboll has done is that three-game run with Tommy DeVito. What kind of situation are we going to be in? Coach Daboll's back is really against the wall now. It was always against the wall. Like, started as soon as he took over play calling, his back was against the wall from then, and he hasn't done a good job defending himself. And now this is pretty much the last line of defense and the last hope for Brian Daboll. And what can he do? Is he going to fold under the pressure? Is he going to fold under the pressure? Is he going to rise to the occasion? That's the only situation that's going on right now. I don't know what they're going to do with this defense. I don't know what they're going to do with every other aspect of this team, with the people being vocal and teammates being upset and wide receivers being disgruntled. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But right now, the only reason why I'm tuning into this game, obviously I'm tuning in because I'm a Giants fan, but I'm actually tuning in because I want to see what actually happens in this soap opera of the New York Giants, with now Tommy DeVito being the starting quarterback. Daniel Jones most likely won't even be on the team by the time we play Tampa Bay, and Brian Daboll with his back against the wall. And with all this happening, the spotlight still turns away from Joe Schoen, but I'm here to turn that spotlight back on to Joe Schoen, because a lot of this is his fault too. Let's just be frank with it. A lot of what's going on is Joe Schoen's fault, because he's the general manager. He's the one that built this roster the way that he built this roster. Brian Daboll is the chef, but Joe Schoen went and got the groceries. First year you made meatloaf. This year you made, Salisbury steak. And depending on if you like meatloaf or you like Salisbury steak, I apologize, but I think meatloaf is better than Salisbury steak. But I'm getting, off the topic. But yeah, man, I'm curious to see what happens. I'm intrigued to see what happens, and I'm hoping for the best. I feel a certain way about Brian Daboll. I don't like the way he's been coaching this season. I don't like the in-game decisions. I don't like the adjustments. I don't like the management. I don't like the game plan. It's been a lot of things wrong with the New York Giants this year outside of Daniel Jones. But guess what? You get to kind of hit the reset button. Kind of hit the reset button. You got a brand new quarterback in there that some people do have some interest in. And let's see what the New York Giants can do with that. That's it, man. So what? You let me know in the comment section down below. What will Tommy DeVito do for the rest of this chance I guess he has? And he might get the full 7 games. If he's awful, he might get pulled next week. We'll see what happens. But guess what? The soap opera continues. So like they say on Dragon Ball Z, on the next episode. Whatever they say, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.